We're in Easley today, going to be driving through different neighborhoods. So I think Easley gets overlooked a lot because there's not as much out here. You are a good 15-20 minutes out from downtown Greenville. And as far as like the housing prices and so on, there's definitely differences. So you're either going to be in, I would say, upper 200s, mid 300s, or Easley has some really nice higher end neighborhoods that are established, that have been here a long time, that really, I think, are hidden gems. So first, we are starting kind of in the shopping district where like the grocery store is, where actually you can kind of see it back behind me here. Also, we're going to drive specifically by some houses that are actively for sale. So if you see something you like, you should reach out to the team, because we would love to, one, tell you more about the house, what the price is, square footage, so on, all of those details. And then at the end of the video, we're going to take you downtown Easley so you can see what the cute little downtown is there, the walkability of it, and then just some of the draws that are downtown Easley. Beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day in the neighborhood. See the nice fluffy clouds. See, there's a Anytime Fitness. There's the Home Depot. Yeah, so we're on Calhoun Memorial Highway, and that's where pretty much all of the shopping, restaurants, so on, are. It's where everything is in Easley that you would need for your immediate needs. And Calhoun Memorial Highway, if you can literally start this all the way down in Clemson. It's not called Calhoun Memorial, but you can go. It's a straight shot from Clemson to Easley into downtown Greenville. Like, you don't have to make any turns. All right, so Easley is one of those places that I think a lot of people, like, either you drive over here and you've driven in some of the nicer areas, it is more spread out, or you get over here in Easley and it's not so nice. So it's really, I would say, either or. Picture right here, house that is not the nicest, but then over here on the left, there's nicer, newer homes. Definitely homes that have been here longer. You're going to see more double wides. You're going to see more, and that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad like diss on double wides, but you are going to see that style of home. You are also seeing just some older construction that it does stick around here. The brick ranches, there's a fair number of split level homes. So every so often, like, you will see somebody who has updated the homes. Now, as you saw right back there, I don't want to say this. This sounds really mean, but you are going to see more political signs in the yards out here. They are very opinionated. And I will, like, the home prices here are really, they are fairly nice compared to the rest of the upstate, specifically as you start getting further out. New construction, Indigo Park here is a very popular new neighborhood. And I would say they're kind of middle of the road as far as quality goes. Not bad, not the best. Like, it's a good house though. And it starts in the 300s. So that's the average price point for the upstate. A little bit more spread out. And so you'll see houses that they do sit on more property. When I say sit on more property, if you're going to buy a house in a neighborhood, likelihood is if it's a newer neighborhood, you're going to have smaller lot sizes. So that's 1/4 of an acre, 1/3 of an acre or less. if you're in one of the older neighborhoods or your price range is a little bit higher, you will have houses that sit on half an acre, 3 acres. That's pretty normal out here. A lot of the homes I find that I've shown in Easley is they were built in like the 90s or the early 2000s. So they need updated, of course, or they've already been updated and then the price goes up. Now, I will say this also, traffic in Easley is not that bad if you know your way around. So meaning, really just the main drag there, Calhoun Memorial, is where a lot of traffic ends up, bottlenecking. But if you know your way around, there's a lot of back roads and side roads that you can go on throughout Easley. Now, that'll get you from point A to point B. Now, I will also say, if you watched our Simpsonville driving video, you'll notice that like the traffic out there is pretty bad. Like it's a lot more. Here in Easley, you might get a little bit of traffic in the in the morning at school time or in the evening, around 4:30, 5 o'clock. It's normal. So the neighborhood that we just drove into, and so that you guys can see it, this is the Middle Creek neighborhood. And one of the things about this neighborhood that is notable is that there are creeks, ponds throughout the entire neighborhood. These are definitely more established homes. You see the big trees, the nice landscaping. They keep up their houses here. Now, this house that's coming up, listed by my friend Cindy Fox Miller, I'm pretty sure her listing agent, Annalisa, is the one that's representing. And this is 201 Wiltshire Court, active on the market right now. All right, so we are in this neighborhood already, so we're just going to go ahead and drive the loop around to show it to you. And I love these houses. Like, they're just, every house has a really nice yard. The landscaping's really nice. There is an HOA, of course, in this style of neighborhood, but these are very traditional style homes, and they're beautiful. This one over here is one of the newest houses. I think there are a few lots in here, but it's just gorgeous. And then up here the pond that I was talking about, on the left here is the community pool, which nobody in their right mind will be in there right now because it's cold. This neighborhood also has tennis courts and pickleball courts. So again, another pond, creek. I mean, just this neighborhood in general is one of my favorites in Easley. These people right here have told me that they want to sell. So if you like this neighborhood, I do have somebody in here that has told me before that they would sell their house for the right offer. They always say that. See, beautiful houses. Very stately. So I will say the price point in this neighborhood does tend to be in the $600 to $900 range for houses, because they are larger homes. They're brick homes. They've got upgrades to them. They're just really nice, and And of course, we're going to show you other price ranges, but why not start off with a pretty one? Well, I mean, here's something to when you can tell that a house is being updated a little bit, or there's some work being done, that means that there's something happening also with the housing market. So means that either they know that they have to update the house. There was a dumpster right back there too. These houses are every bit of 20 to 30 years old. And so they need updates, and you've got to do that to keep value. And as you keep value, you got to do stuff like this. So, all right. So something that is actually more prevalent in Easley are these traffic circles. They're newer, and I do know that they are proven to reduce traffic accidents. So there are basically two other main roads in the area that we're just driving to show you the different neighborhoods. So this road is Crestview, and then later on I'll let you know, but we'll be on Brushy Creek. And now Brushy Creek is a main road that runs through Easley and then all the way into Greenville even. You see signs that start seeing Powdersville. Nothing here has a Powdersville address. It will have an Easley or a Greenville address, but we are technically in Powdersville. So we just passed the barn at Sitton Hill, and it is a venue. So people have weddings, they have, specialty dinners, wine pairings. If you guys watch my live stream, Euphoria is September 19th through the 22nd. So it's happening this week, and they're actually having a sit-down multi-course meal at the barn at Sitton Hill, and I've been to one of them. They're gorgeous, completely worth it. All right, so Pendleton Plantation is another similar neighborhood. It's been around for about 20 years, I would say 15, 20 years. Larger homes, vinyl siding, brick fronts, larger-ish lots, depending on what side of the street you're on. But yeah, I think these homes are anywhere from like the mid to high 2,000 square feet plus. So definitely fun to look at. And it's kind of nice too that like the neighborhood's not just flat, like we're in a hill. So not that we get, snow or anything like that to sled, but if you got kids and they like riding their bikes, this would be fun. All right, so next we're going to go through this newer neighborhood. This is Carriage Hill. And Carriage Hill it's been built up within the last 5 years. There's another house for sale. I think there's a few houses for sale in here. So if you like this style of house, it's not as established, of course, but the homes here are about, I would say, start in the mid-4s and go up into the 6s. 2-car garage, usually sitting on, a third to a fourth of an acre. Definitely has some really nice qualities, though. So here's one. At 143 Juniper Hill. Again, if you like this neighborhood, if you're looking for homes like this, they do have some 1-story homes with like a bonus, but majority of these homes are 2-story houses. But yeah, just nice, clean lines, like definitely have some upgrades, so they're not just a bottom of the rung builder. I believe this neighborhood is also completed, so that's really nice. You don't have to live with construction. Now on this side of the neighborhood, you can tell these houses that are in front of us here are large houses. Some of them have basements, and that's kind of how basements work in South Carolina, is you have to be built into the side of a hill in order to get one. So it's all business in the front and a party in the back. It's a mullet house. Nice big driveways, not short, crummy little driveways. Some of them have the extra pad on them to where you can park 3 cars wide instead of just 2. Oh, wow, there's a 3-car. It's probably one of the biggest houses in the neighborhood, I bet. All right, and that was Carriage Hill. Let us know if you want to see houses in there. There's 2 for sale that we know of just from our drive. So out here, you're definitely going to be, you get the planned neighborhoods, but then you also have the more rural aspect of the upstate with, you've got farms, farm animals, You will see a couple like agricultural farms, but then also it's just undeveloped land. So it's large family tracts is usually what those are. Caledonia over here is actually coming up on our left-hand side. It is a very large neighborhood. Average priced homes, I would say, were definitely in the $300,000 to $400,000. But it's a neighborhood that I think I should note because smaller yards, definitely. But Caledonia is, I think they're done building in there. It took them about 4 years or 5 years because they built all throughout COVID. Don't put solar panels on houses. They will ruin your equity. Unless there is a right way to do it. If you put solar panels on your house, you need to either have the grants to do it, so the government is paying for them, and they're paid off. Don't ever, ever, ever lease solar panels, though. And then, because nobody lives in their house for 30 years anymore. So when you go to sell the house 3 years later, and you have a $35,000 lien on your house because you have solar panels on your house that don't even zero out your electrical bill. And then you have to pay off the lien whenever you go to sell the house, or you have to get the right buyer to take over the lien on the solar panels. And the lien from the solar panels just keeps getting more expensive as you get closer to the end of its term. So, can't say that solar panels are the way to go right now. Hey, look, another house for sale. So this neighborhood, as it's stated on the sign, is called Hornbuckle. What a great name. Definitely a little bit of a older neighborhood, 15 to 20 years old, if not even a little bit older on some. And they're also a little bit of a smaller house. So these houses most likely range anywhere from 1,600 to 2,200 square feet. What I love about some of these older neighborhoods is that there's different builders that build different phases. So they're not necessarily just cookie cutter. Also noticed none of the neighborhoods we've driven through so far in this area have sidewalks. All right, so we just turned down Walnut Hill and coming up on this house that is actively for sale by Nest Realty. Here you go. On a cul-de-sac. So at 108 Walnut Hill, you want to see it? Want to know more information about it? Reach out to the team. We would love to look that up, tell you all about this neighborhood, the area, tell you anything else about the neighborhood that you would like to know. Also, people decorate for all occasions here. Definitely Halloween is one of them. All right, so at this point, we're going to go ahead and start going back towards like that Easley downtown area. Another house for sale. And We've got one more house that we're going to hit on the way to show you kind of the neighborhood, and then we're going to drive downtown. So stick with me. So if you're looking for acreage, which I know many of you are, should definitely take a look at this Easley area, general area, because you're going to be in like Easley, Powdersville, Piedmont, Liberty, places like that. In this general location, there's a fair amount of undeveloped land. Or it's going to be land that has, like a house on it, and maybe at some point they had horses or something like that. So there's just a lot of property. But houses with property here in the upstate, they do tend to sell for a lot more, unless you can find something that's off market. If you can find something that's like a seller to buyer direct. I have seen more pieces of property that are not on the market selling because of just the conversations that we have. Definitely homes that were built like 80s, 90s. You will see them more sporadically in neighborhoods, but more built up along these main roads like Brushy Creek. Then the homes that were built in like early 2000s and beyond, they're more neighborhoods out in this direction. So definitely it's going, depending on age and established neighborhoods and so on, we are it depends on what side of Easley you're on. Kind of the northern side of Easley, as you get closer to places like Dacusville, you're going to have the established neighborhoods that are older, that have been around for a much longer period of time. And then on this side of Easley, and I would say this is like the Powdersville Piedmont side, it's a little bit newer. Homes are only 15 to 20 years old, where I do know on the other side of Easley, you get homes that are, every bit of 20, 30, maybe even 40 years old. Because this area is a little bit more rural, the likelihood of finding a house that is even older is possible. Old farmhouses can be upwards of 100 years old out here. So here in the Smithfield neighborhood, we've got another house coming up here on the right at 100 Medina Drive. What I do love about this neighborhood is that you are not going to get the cookie cutter house here. They are going to be brick, they're going to be sided, they're going to be Cape Cod or traditional. We've got a very modern house coming up here on the left side. Just all homes that I would say, plantation style, more custom. Just really, really nice. Again, another neighborhood with no sidewalks and a walkable neighborhood. Oh yeah, Irena's Way. I have shown some houses on this street over time. See this house at 200? That's a completely updated house. Can tell. Beautiful. Okay, y'all, let's go downtown. Have a fair number of clients that are looking at new construction. So we're passing by Indigo Point again. Actively building by Pult Homes. All right, so this side of Easley definitely has some older homes. Homes that were built in the 50s, the 60s. I actually saw someone comment just in one of the like local Facebook groups that there's an old Sears catalog house out here. Definitely smaller homes over here, or you're gonna get like more of an estate. Seeing more mill style houses almost, but not quite because they're not that old. There are some neighborhoods on this side of town that I would say maybe go drive before we decide to go look at it. So we're driving into some more of the historic areas of Easley, because we're almost downtown. So if I go left, those are the silos, okay? So we will go, I'll show you the silos really fast, and then we will go drive downtown Easley. So if you've watched the other Easley videos that we've done, we have shown off the silos, we've talked about the silos. Great place to come find food, ice cream, cookies, but also it's a really good music venue as well. So don't forget about it. All right, so now we're just gonna go take a quick drive through downtown Easley. And there we go. Here's Easley's little historic downtown. Now, if you have watched our other Easley videos, if you could answer this, there is a specific building down here that has a coffee shop in it that doesn't seem like it should. Maybe it's right there to our right. If you know what building I'm talking about, put it in the comments. It is really a very nice little downtown. It's situated on either side of the railroad that is still active. Shops are open, stuff is happening out here, and parking is free. Lots of ice cream shops. Just gonna say, I've seen like 4 since we started driving around here. If you want to know more about any of the houses that we looked at in our drive today that I mentioned that were active on the market, please feel free to reach out to me and the team, because we would love to answer your questions and help you buy one of them if you want. So I hope you enjoyed the drive through Easley, and make sure you go check out our other driving videos because I think they're really beneficial, and you guys let me know that you like them. So until next time, go check out our drive through Simpsonville or Taylor's, any of those. Talk to you later.